Okay, welcome. My name's Lucas, and welcome to this channel. Welcome to this video. And I hope over the next half an hour, this first part of the segment, you take a lot of value out of this. The point and purpose of this video is to be able to give away all the information for free. So this 5K course, which is essentially the 16-week program, is all going to be uncovered here with you today. So this is going to be, like I mentioned earlier, made into part sections and videos, and this will go for around half an hour. So strap yourself in, get some papers and some notes, and get ready to watch this. Okay, so we'll start by sharing the screen, and we'll get straight into the the first section here. All right, now why the system is actually broken. Right, I just want to share this with you and showcase with you. This is the results that many of my clients that I've worked with have gotten. Okay. And as you can see, over the 16 weeks, everyone has gotten a different result. But ultimately, they are just average humans or normal people like you and I, just regular guys, regular dads. Some of them are even, and yeah, they're just wanting to get the results, okay? And they can do it, and so can you. And this is the reason what is actually holding you back. The first thing is your mindset. It's just understanding that the person that you actually need to become along the way of the journey is far more important than the outline and goal, because this is what's going to ensure that you are consistent and that you are able to sustain the results that you achieve. This is not about any quick transformations or quick fixes. This is about an identity shift of becoming a new person. And this needs to be clear. The second part is identifying your problem. Where is your problem coming from? Is it the fact that you are struggling with your mindset, your nutrition, or your training? And all three of these are going to be covered for you in today's video, okay? The next thing is seeking clarity and direction on your goal. Being clear is what is the outcome or what is something that you want to be able to do on a weekly basis or monthly basis that's going to end up in the end result that you're after. Once you have all that, you will have decent amount of clarity, and all you need from there is accountability. And I'm simply here to keep you within rails and to make sure that all these steps, one, two, and three, are reminded for you so that you can action this each week. So you already have enough information. What you're lacking is the action, the execution, and the accountability. And that is where I come in. Number two, you're lacking this clear strategy and directions, and that's where I will help and provide you this course outline over the next minutes. In the next chapters, you will see that. Okay. And once you start the actual service with me and you do decide to hop on this, the accountability is what you're missing. And that is where I come in and I help make sure that that is staying on track and that you are getting the results that you are after. Let's jump over to week two here. And we're ready to start week two. Week two here is the math of fat loss. So I'm going to showcase one of my clients, and this is just a screenshot of what actually goes on. Once we understand and have this conversation with them and identify these issues, we start to then obtain the information of the client and then input their details, their name, their height, their weight. And based off a website you can just type in this on Google and input your details in. It will give you your basal metabolic rate. Now, your basal metabolic rate is essentially how many calories your body needs to survive. So, using these three formulas, you get an average. Now, like we discussed in week one, we will determine your ultimate goal. In this case, Kevin's goal was to lose 17 kilos within 16 weeks of working together, which was around under 1 kilogram a week. Now, in order to achieve that, he needed to obtain a deficit of around 3,500 calories a day to 7,000 calories per week. Sorry, which equated to around 500 to around 1,000 calories a day. So what we did was we set his new point at around 1,500 calories and determined this with this ratio of protein, carbs, and fats. Then we executed the plan for week 1 to 2. What we're going to do is a restart or a rebuild of no dairy, no sugars, and no carbs. Had a 40% calorie deficit of 1500s coming in from protein, fats, and vegetables. Continue logging his workouts and tracking these things, which we'll talk about later, and then reporting back as we discuss. Now, how do we get these macro ratios? For fat loss, my best split is pretty customized, 40, 20, 40. It depends upon the individual, the person that comes up. But essentially, it's a 40-gram protein, 20% carbs in the first phase. Then we make the shifts and changes in these numbers, followed by 40% fats. So like I said, if his case study, number 1 was to lose around half a kilogram per week, which is conservative at 20%, this would be his target. And if we're being a little bit more aggressive, as you saw in this previous slide of 0.9 kilograms or a kilogram a week, this would be the 40% deficit. So these numbers will change. But let's take this template we're using today. We know that for each gram of protein, there's 4 calories per gram. So with his set benchmark of 2000 calories, which we got from here, it averaged around 200 grams of protein, 100 grams of carbs, and about 89 grams of fats. Okay, that's if we're looking at conservatively 0.5 grams, oh, sorry, 0.45, 0.05 kilograms per week. So I hope that's all clear. We want to go into the next part, which is the checklist. So these are the checklist things that you need to download in your app to get yourself ready. And these are including MyFitnessPal, setting that up, a link, which is Train Heroic, which I will send to you once you're on board and sign up all the documents. And then obviously using Zoom. So this is the main platform that we use to discuss and track our weekly results and check in with all the progress that we are making. Going forward, our expectations is to make sure that we're getting at least 1 to 2 calls per week. Now, this will depend on which service or which package you choose, whether that be the starter, whether it be the elite or the platinum. Now, this platinum one is essentially 1 call per week, even 2 calls if necessary. So you're getting a minimum of 16 calls each week with me over the 16-week period. Okay, and that is why the platinum package is the flagship premium offer. Okay. And that just ensures accountability. Okay. And if you're a little bit more experienced and you don't feel like you kind of need that constant touch point or handholding, that's totally fine. We do have all these other other services as well. Expectations, 3 to 5 weigh-ins, that is of your weight, and recording a food journal or documenting that initially through the app MyFitnessPal. And with your weigh-ins, you just get an average of 3 to 5 weigh-ins per week and report that back. Then you hit your targets, you hit training targets, you exercise. It's all about executing from here on. You've got a clear plan, you've got a clear strategy, and then you just hit the daily targets and report back to me each week, and we just keep you accountable from there, okay? So I hope you have learned something from week 1 and 2, and I hope I'm not moving too fast. Just feel free to stop, replay it, and watch it back. We're going to move on to week 3 and week 4 now. What gets measured gets managed. Now, these are on my YouTube links, and I've just attached the link over here for you. This is just showing you how to log in your weight on MyFitnessPal, which is really important because it's going to document and you're going to track your journey and progress that you're making. It's really important. If you don't know the numbers, how do you know if you're actually making some progress? That's really important, and just remember that. The next link here is how to use a Train Heroic app. And again, I don't have the video and I can't share it here. So please jump on this link. You can find it on my YouTube page where you click and understand why documenting your program is really important as well. How do you know if you're progressively overloading or making progress in your weights from last week, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago? Then when you start a new training plan or start a new training exercise, your numbers start again. And you're going to need something or somewhere to document, log that in. So part of the flagship program is also the inclusive experience of having this app included and having this all done for you. This app is all set up for you. I will personally customize this training plan for you. All you have to do is just jump in, log in, and actually put your numbers in whenever you're doing your training sessions. Again, going back to MyFitnessPal, if you're not sure how to set your calorie and macronutrient targets, you can watch this YouTube link that's again on my channel, which will then navigate and guide you through. Okay, so really important of setting some about some baseline groundwork of tracking and making sure we've got some numbers. Because if you don't track anything, you essentially don't know where you're going. It works with the budget, it works with things outside of life, it works with things at work. So why doesn't this same principle apply with your health and your fitness? And you know you're essentially not doing this, which is why you're not getting the results that you're after, or you feel lost, or you're not getting some sort of clarity and direction. I hope you can see if we do track all these things, how it gives you a lot more clarity, gives you a lot more of a direction going forwards. Okay, week 4, we're going to talk about training programs now, okay, just to finish wrapping up this video. Week 4, we are going to talk about training phases. Phase number 1, so essentially when you do start up on this program here, you are essentially doing a GBC program or a German body composition program, and this creates the change, okay? Physiologically, this creates new muscle tension. It's a hard workout that promotes muscle growth and shifting in body fat. So essentially what you're doing is splitting your exercise into a push-pull leg split. So an A1, A2 essentially is a combination, either a chest press followed by a back exercise like a lat pull down. The breaks are 30 seconds between the A1 and A2. Sorry, it's a short break between the A1. Once you finish the A2, it's 60 seconds break. So it's a 30 seconds, 60-second combination. Okay, you do that through B1 all the way through to B1, B2, C1, C2, and D1, D2. Okay, so you essentially got 8 exercises. Okay, so 8 exercises total, around 3 sets each. But I'm not going to go into the complex nature of the program. I'm just going to give you a general outline of what the GBC program looks like. This is really good for stimulating growth hormone, helping shift body fat, creating like a shift in the body. Really, really good program to try. And you've probably done some sort of program like this before, or perhaps not. Okay, so going into phase 2, which is the end of this week 4, starting into a new phase, we are then focusing on building the foundations of strength. And the best program from week 4 to week 8 is a wave program. And here, what we're going to do is undulate the reps and sets as you go along. So 6 sets working on a basis of 9, 7, 5. And these numbers will vary depending on the person, individual I'm speaking to. It could be 753, it could be 531, or 975 in this case. If you need some more volume, it could be 12, 9, 7, for example. The total is 6 sets, and you're focusing on the big lift. Okay, and this prepares the nervous system, prepares your body, or primes your body for sets. It primes your body for the high volume sets, the mid tier, and also the low rep stuff. Essentially, getting a little bit of exposure to the hypertrophy phase, and also functional strength, and also your relative strength. Once your A series is done, you go into B series, which is the normal 4x8s, so very similar to the GBC. We do a B1, B2 program, and then a metabolic finisher or a bit of kind of corrective exercise if you feel like you've got some shoulder pain or some knee pain or things like that. Instead of metabolic, this could be just like a corrective, right? A corrective finisher. Right, C1, C2, and that's it. So that is your phase 2 wave program. So take a screenshot of this, or again, feel free to pause this, and we're gonna leave it there. All right, so that's it for the 4-week program. I may have gone through this pretty quickly, so feel free to go back to this video, and I hope you got some good value out of it. We're gonna end the video here. Stay tuned for the next upload, where we're gonna go through week 4 through to week 8 in these in this service offer. So this whole 5K course is being linked to you. You can save it, you can follow it, and I hope you enjoy and get lots of value out of it.